Hello and welcome to this tutorial in which I will be covering activity scheduling on Sugar CRM. This is one of the most useful elements of Sugar. It is the ability to record and schedule activities, whether that's logging an inbound call from a prospect or scheduling a face-to-face meeting or allocating a task to one of your colleagues. The Sugar CRM activity scheduling will ensure that you remember to carry out everything on your to-do list, and it provides an audit trail of events. Not only that, if a member of your team is unable to work for any reason, a colleague can easily identify what's due to be done and ensure that those tasks are carried out. Today I'm going to focus on the three most commonly used activities, that's calls, tasks and meetings. Let's take a look at an existing record and see how these activities are shown. So I'm looking at a record here for Pamela Howe. It's a contact record, and what I want to do is I want to see if there's any calls scheduled. You will see that there's a post icon to the left of each section. This identifies the module that the record post is specific to. These icons are color coded and contain two letters. If the post icon is white, it means there's been no activities of this type that have been posted on the account. So in this particular case, there's been no calls, no meetings, but there have been tasks. So let's see how to add a call activity. Whilst you can add activities via the calls module before, you don't have to go to a contact record or an account record. We do recommend it's best practice to go through the account record first or the contact record to see what's already been scheduled and then add an activity. This gives you a complete picture of the account and make sure that you're aware of any recent events. So if we go to the call section and select the plus button, which is the create icon, the screen is populated with a template. So the first thing we have to fill in is the subject. So I'm going to make this a demo call. And here we've got the option of changing the status. It's defaulted to scheduled, which is fine. We can change it to held. If we'd held the call, we could change the status, or if we wanted to cancel it. We're going to make the date a week's time and choose an appropriate time. And the end date will default to the same date and then half an hour later, but you can override that if you want to. And then you've got the choice of repeating it if you want to. You can make it a regular meeting. In this particular case, we'll leave it without a repeat, so none. We can also specify the direction. So in this particular case, we're logging an outbound call, but equally, if this was an inbound call, we would leave it as inbound. And then we've got the choice of when we'd like a pop-up reminder, which in this particular case is defaulted to 30 minutes, but we can change that to, let's say, 10 minutes, and an email maybe an hour prior. We've got a free format box here, so agree to 10-minute demo. And then here it's defaulted to the account that we've already navigated to, but you have the option of overriding that if you want to. By clicking on the box, you can choose other elements of the system to link this to, and also you have the ability to search as well. And here we have, it's defaulted to the company name, but you can search for another company if you want to. If you'd have gone in without looking at a contact record beforehand, this would be imperative that you put these details in because they wouldn't default. And you obviously want to make sure that this call is associated with an individual or a company. we have the option of adding additional participants, but by just clicking on the plus box here. But at the moment, this is just a two-person call between two individuals. We can assign it to other users by changing this box here, and also you can add tags. And that is it. And now the call is ready. We just need to remember to save it. Now, if we scroll down now, you can see that the post icon for calls has changed to blue, and we can see our scheduled call is here. The same process would apply when we wanted to add a meeting. So I'll just show you that. If we go to the Create button for meetings, and then we would say, perhaps we've done a brief demo when they want to see the full demo, which is an hour long. So we arrange that for the Friday, and it's going to be certainly not this time of night. We're going to put it to 9:30 in the morning, and it's going to be an hour. Location would be, let's say, coffee 2 1. So we just pop in the address. And also we have an option of a free format box here where we can add any other information that might be relevant. And then very similarly, it's a meeting type here. So in this particular case, we've only got the one option, but your system may be configured differently. And again, we can add guests and change the account it's related to. And then we just save. So now if we look at the record, you can see that meetings, tasks, and calls have all been used, and we've added these into the record. So that's really how to create activities. Now, if we wanted to look at a list of calls that we were scheduled to do, you can do that by going to the call module. To find your calls module, it'll either be appearing in the top navigation bar or use the white arrow next to the global search box to find calls. And when you click on here, you'll generally be presented with a list of your calls. Now, there are filters you can apply. So if we take that filter off that we've got there at the moment, then you'll see the display change. There are other filters that we can select from. Let's go back to my scheduled calls, and then we can see that a couple are shown in red. This is indicating that the call is overdue. So it was due to take place a few days ago, and it hasn't. So to clear these, we need to go into the calls and update them. So you've got a choice. You can either go to the related record. That will take you to the account record, but what's easiest is if you just go to the directly to the call. So if you choose the subject column and click on the hyperlink, you open up the call itself. And here you have a few choices in terms of editing. If you use the drop-down menu next to the edit button, you can either you can share, copy, delete, and what you would be looking to do would either be to close this call to say it's been held, or close and create new. So in this particular case, we're going to close and create a new call. So we close the call, and that indicates it's held, and then immediately a new template is displayed, so we can then make our next follow-up with the contact. So as I've shown you before, just go in and put the details, and then we will actually schedule this for next week. and save. So then it'll appear on our scheduled call list for next week. So I hope you found the activity scheduling section useful. It's a great, very powerful tool to enable you to keep on track with everything, all your tasks. And please look out for our next video on Sugar CRM, which will be coming soon. Thanks for your attention.